12:36 p.m. I'm calling the September 9th meeting of the Ayer Board of Health to order. We have nothing to read.
Isn't that amazing?
Change, yeah, because as I mentioned beforehand, we're doing in person because Sam is not here, and I don't really know how to run the Zoom call-in thing, so.
Is that the new park?
Yeah, it's the same color.
That's the one across from Sandy Pond. That's the,
Wow.
that's the plan for the parking lot. Okay, so public input. I see we have no public. Old business, first thing on I gave you guys your agendas and stuff. Right? Okay, so old business, keeping of animal and fowl on 3 Union Street. So we did get the application.
Good.
From the Van Tassels, 3 Union Street, and looks like we've got a pretty detailed application that describes everything. What I'm not sure of is whether Julie has been out there or not. Do you know, Bridget?
I haven't. I don't. I can call her tomorrow.
Okay. What I'll do then, because she usually goes first, right? She looks at things first. I'm not sure if Sam was able to get a hold of her or not. So I'm just going to hang on to this. And I'll check with Julie. I'll give her a call, Bridget, and just ask her if she is all set with it. So if she is, then maybe what we could do is, if you want to review the whole packet, we could maybe move that if Julie is okay, then.
So how about we make a motion that the chair sign it if all parties have agreed, have reviewed it?
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, I'd second that.
Okay with that?
Yeah.
I didn't know I made a motion.
I heard you say that.
I was asking if I could. I was
Well, it was a
asking.
little tentative. Do you want to do it again
No,
forcefully?
no.
So are those
All in favor? Let's at least vote on
Okay.
it. All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are those all new, or are those just?
No, it's just the one.
Just that one?
Yeah, so it's 3 Union Street, and it was the one that we signed the letter for last week because we had not gotten an application from them.
Is that the Van Tassel that's always been up there?
I don't know.
Union Street?
Well, there was a Roger Van Tassel that worked at the diner. Do you remember Roger? You do remember Roger.
Here's the diagram of where it is, if that helps you. So there's, let's see, West
There's
Main,
West
98,
Main.
there's West Main, here's Union. So they're the very first
House on the corner.
house, yeah, when you turn
Okay.
onto Union.
Yeah.
It looks like on the right-hand
Yep.
side. I'm assuming that's heading west.
The Lambert's house was next. Steve Lambert was after that. Do you remember her? And then my uncle and aunt were the last house.
Yes, I do remember that.
Oh, so you were
Yeah.
farther up?
Yeah.
Yeah, the corner of
Union, yeah.
Shirley and
Okay.
Union.
Okay. I'll check with Julie, and if she is okay with it and everything looks fine, then I will sign it and I'll drop it off for Sam, and if she has any issues, then I'll just find out what they are and
Okay.
take care of that, okay? Would anyone like to review any of this? Here's the whole application package, if anyone would like to take a look.
I'm good. Yeah.
No,
You okay?
that's okay.
Okay, yeah, it looks like everything's there. There's a butters list and a nice diagram and nice explanation.
They're
of-
very thorough and handwritten.
Yeah. She's got bait traps. She's got food stations that are accessible. She's taking care of the manure, so sounds good. 8 chickens. Okay, so that's old business, so that one we're gonna take care of. And Neshoba Valley, I just put those two on for discussion because I thought for the next couple of meetings, let's do them as a placeholder. I didn't have anything specific, and I have not actually spoken to, I was talking to Jim about, do you know if there's anything new, Bridget, from Jenna or Tamara? I didn't speak with either one of them today, and I meant to.
Anything.
Yeah, the day just kind of got away from me. You made some calls, though, not this past Friday, but the Friday before, to our illustrious representative and
I got a
senators.
email
Did you get
back from.
anything to report?
No, not really.
Did you get a live
I did
person?
from Senator Warren's office. The lady called me back. She was the representative for the area. She was aware of it.
Yeah.
They had the support for going to the bankruptcy court, but she said, unless the governor does it, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
nothing happened from the governor's office that I'm aware of at all. Absolutely nothing.
I haven't seen anything.
And it is making headlines across the country. Warren was on Meet the Press talking about it,
Yep.
and it's been on the news, on the national news, I saw it, so.
Well, it was the front page of the Globe.
Yeah.
yesterday, And the inside
It was a good article.
incredible. It's the Spotlight team.
Yeah, and it's not just us. That hospital in Louisiana
Yep.
sounds like it was in really bad shape.
So there was on that Save Neshoba page, they were talking about, there were cars up there today and personnel were up there today. And I don't know, I shouldn't bring it up if I'm not 100% sure, but they said that people were in there going over the equipment
It wouldn't
and starting
surprise
to
me,
think
yeah.
about taking equipment out and either selling it or whatever.
Yeah.
But when I heard that, it made me feel like, wait a minute.
Well,
Wait a
I would
minute.
imagine a lot of the
Yeah.
stuff was never paid for.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you read that article, it goes back to 2019.
Yeah.
So people knew about this. This didn't
Right.
happen
Overnight.
in a month,
Yeah.
you know?
And there was a lot of broken equipment from what the nurses were saying. The beds, they couldn't,
Maintenance that hadn't been done, and
So-
yeah, I think it's a combination probably of stuff that's leased that they may still have outstanding payments on.
People probably want their stuff back, you know?
Yeah.
I did get an email from Lori Trahan's office.
Yeah, she's been pretty vocal.
It was just a thank you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah,
I got
yeah.
that back. That was it.
Yeah, there's one last date that I'm aware of, and I think it's the 12th.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, is the Senate where they're trying to compel him to.
He's already refused to go.
Yeah, he has. He's already
He's not
refused to
coming.
testify.
So they're talking about contempt of Congress now.
Which absolutely they should do. So, but that's the only
But that would take
date that I'm aware
forever,
of. That
right?
it would, because they're going to have to. Congress is going to have to vote to do it, to hold him in contempt, which is probably iffy given the current makeup. And if they do, then yeah, he's going to fight it, and it's got to play its way out in court. So.
But people have gone to prison for contempt of Congress. too.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And as I don't recall if it was the Globe or the Wall Street Journal, but one of the articles I read in the past week made a really good point that you can compel him perhaps to show up, but you can't compel him to talk. So even if he shows up, he can just do take the fifth.
And if he's over in Malta or someplace else, then on his yacht.
Yeah, but I
Not
think
in
if
the country.
if they decide to hold him in contempt, I think that they don't take the excuse of, I was out of town that day, so it's either,
Can
yeah,
they seize property?
or it doesn't. I sure as hell hope so. I sure as hell hope so. But Lizzie Warren has been very active in that, and he's got Bernie Sanders now breathing down his neck too,
Yeah.
which
Yep,
is, he's like a dog with a bone, so.
yep. And Markey and Trahan and Warren were all in a press conference I was watching the other day.
Yeah.
So there, I mean,
Is it going to do anything for us at this point? It'll take forever to play out.
yeah.
I'm thinking if they start dismantling it, it would take someone new going in there some time to get established, if that was even the case.
Exactly.
You can't flip
Yeah.
a switch and have it go back to what it was.
Yep. Yeah, that's very true. Okay. Well, I am going to talk to Jenna and Tamara just because I've got to follow up on what's going on there. Do we have anything new? Are you guys aware? Have you heard any new questions, concerns, things that people are having trouble getting information, or that
I've read that medical records
Yeah.
are a
medical
problem.
records, yeah.
We anticipate to be
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still people showing up at the emergency room because they don't know the place is closed.
Yeah. Did they take the sign down?
Yeah.
Off of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they did in Ayer, but they were like on Route 2 and 495?
I don't
Are they
know.
I
gone
don't know
heard.
about that.
I'd heard they were taking down the hospital signs, but
Yeah.
I haven't looked, but the signs are all down up there.
Yeah, I mean, I think within town, we can do that. I don't know how you get the,
Yeah, because
State
there's a
do
big
the
one
other
on
roads.
495.
yep. Yeah, take this exit. There's a hospital
Yeah.
here.
I don't know. I think the records, I saw a couple of people that were so angry.
Yeah.
They sent them to Maura Healy. Here, pay
Yeah.
for getting my medical records. There's a fee. I didn't know there was a fee. And some people said they got them without a fee.
Well, apparently there's a portal,
Yeah.
and if you can get
Get in
into
the
the
portal?
portal, you can get
Yeah.
your records. Yeah.
Yeah, it might also matter whether you need like discs or, cut like CDs of your imaging studies, or if you need actual films. I imagine that would affect
Yeah.
the cost, but I don't know. But then there's always your PCP that you can always get those records too from your
Right.
primary if you have a primary. All right, I'll check in with Jenna and Tamara and I'll see if there's anything new on that front for the next meeting. So anything else on Neshoba,
No.
other than just that we're disgusted?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The other thing that we have in here is the call log. And it looks like I'm going to pass this one around because I don't have a whole bunch of copies, but.
No, they're in here.
Yeah, there.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
You got them in your packet? Okay, there you go. So.
The latest
you
is a rat
can-
complaint, right?
Yeah, Washington in Cambridge, but I think all of these get referred to Bridget.
I went by again today. I always take that shortcut. That dumpster we were talking about in Cambridge, that was finally empty yesterday,
Okay, good.
is
good.
almost full.
Again?
Yeah, I think people they must have been keeping it inside or whatever. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. They just
Wow.
emptied it.
I think people drive by and throw trash in it too.
I think
Maybe,
that's possible too.
Yeah.
So
because it's-
I went by today and saw that, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to, I've talked to them in the past, try to get the address in.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you what the address is. Is the address Cambridge or
So
is it?
it's
10
10
Cambridge.
10 Cambridge, but
Yeah.
then I don't think, it's not owner occupied, so I have to get,
Oh,
Okay. Is that one of those? Does the landlord provide the dumpster? Are there enough units?
yeah,
in there
I
that
just
they
think
have to?
people drive by and,
I think you're right, because it
Yeah.
just filled up from yesterday. And I couldn't see the name, but I talked to Sam and I said, is there any way we could get the name from the list of the vendors,
Yeah.
and she said she could look at it, but there's certain ones that are worse offenders than others, so I don't know the name. I think there's 3 units in there. It looks like
yeah.
2 in the bottom and maybe 1 in the,
There's no reason that dumpster should fill up in a
right,
day.
in a day, You're right.
What should we do with that one? I think Sam is back. It's only a couple of days. I don't even think it's this whole week. I think it's only maybe through Tuesday or Wednesday.
I'll send a letter to the owner.
Okay, you know who the owner is?
I did look it up on the town
Okay.
website.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic.
So the possible lead at 18 Fitchburg Road, would that be referred back to the state because that's their problem, right? The state is renting the entire unit,
Where's 18?
air motor in.
Yep.
Oh,
Remember I
yeah.
asked for that?
Yeah. Yep.
So do we refer that back to the state?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Okay.
It's getting pretty busy and full over there.
So apparently they re-upped for another year.
Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be done July 1, and
Yeah.
I know from a certain bus driver that his bus is full,
Yep. I
so,
thought they said they weren't, but out of our jurisdiction
Yes, it is.
now
Yep.
with the state. Okay.
Should tell them to call the governor.
Yeah,
Call
exactly.
the governor.
Get in line and follow over there. Rat complaint near the post office.
Oh, that's unusual.
Yeah, that's a different location. Do you know where?
It's just,
It's, yeah, they're just around.
and I'm telling people, like, we posted today on social media about, rats, and taking down bird feeders. I just, I can't stress it enough.
Yeah, yeah.
that,
Yeah.
It's the bird feeders are probably the one of the biggest issues.
Yeah.
The chickens as well.
Yeah.
But again, emptying trash, making sure the barrels are covered, but it's just an ongoing issue. And I think,
Is it a seasonal thing? Is it like, I know the mice get inside my house. This is the time of year that, yeah, I'm finding them in certain places. Do rats have kind of a seasonal thing like that too?
They'll tend to, I think, meander away from houses in the summer.
Yeah.
As the winter comes, they'll go back closer to the houses, so you'll see them
Yeah,
more.
they're looking more for shelter.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, but it's just a matter of, again, I can't stress it enough. The bird feeders are probably the number one issue right now.
Yeah, bird feeders and trash, I get it. Okay, well, yeah, I did see that the stuff was posted. It was still up on the town website, but that it's now on social media too.
Okay.
That's good. Okay, so there's our call log. For other things, for Neshoba updates, I noticed that you're not on here for, like any other, do you have any other things that should go under the Neshoba update?
So I ordered some COVID tests and I have them. I'll bring them over next week for Sam.
Okay,
And we do have some at the office.
okay.
So I'll bring some here. I don't want to bring too many.
Yeah.
But,
And the new vaccine, I saw the updated vaccine, right, was approved like just a week or so ago, I think?
Yeah.
The fall
I
vaccine?
took my mom to her doctor appointment the other day, and she said it was new, it wasn't available.
Yeah,
She
okay.
said when it is available, she wanted her to get it.
Okay, so it got approved, but
It's
it's probably
coming.
not in anybody's hands. Yeah, yeah.
And she told her to wait for flu, because
Yeah.
it wasn't quite flu season yet. So I saw that email from Jenna about the clinic.
Yeah, I've been reading about the flu too, how you've kind of got to time it so you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
carryover,
Yep.
yeah, through the spring. Okay. So you have some tests and you'll bring some over here for
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Anything else with
So
really Neshoba?
I did a pre-op inspection of APOK, which is opening where Union Coffee.
What's it called?
APOK,
APOK?
APOK, APOK. Like rice bowls.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
They're not quite ready to open yet, but they're starting that.
okay.
And Bar 25 is going to be new too, right?
Yes. And then the Junction,
Yep.
the
RFD junction.
Yeah.
they were sold.
That was,
Yes,
yeah, someone's
yeah.
taken that over.
The Bar 25 has not come for any permits or done anything on that
They're
end.
doing demo though, right?
I don't know. It didn't look like it today. There was really nothing going on. But they haven't applied for anything.
Did the junction kick off a new inspection when it changes hands? Do you, okay, so that's done, that's all?
Yeah, I did that.
That one's all set, okay.
Yep, 2 weeks ago, I think.
Okay.
And I was gonna bring all those inspection reports, but I just figured I'd wait for Sam for the next meeting.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Anything else on the inspection front that's troublesome or?
I don't think so. We really have had some major issues with temporary food events
Yeah.
and mobile food.
Yeah.
And, we're trying to reach out to different departments that have temporary one-day events, town events.
Yeah.
Because we're getting some pushback from vendors. And, the problem is I tell people, we ask questions, they're basic questions. How are you when are you buying your food? Where are you getting your food? How are you hot holding? How are you cold holding? How are you transporting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are all things that, they're basic things that, and you can't use your house as a kitchen.
Right,
You can't
right.
be cooking, and so when we ask these questions, we get a lot of pushback and
From the truck, the people operating the
vendors,
trucks.
yes. And then, it's like I tell people, there's 3 of us at the office that do food inspections. We're trying to get out and do more inspections. We log them in the database, and we're trying to track different violations. But it's just, for us, it's this year was a very bad year. And we just, it has literally been so time consuming because, the vendors, the event organizers, they want certain foods. The people don't apply for the permits. Then when they finally do, it's too late. And like today, I think I went through 10 and I have 5 more, and it's just, and almost every one of them we didn't issue. We had questions going back, just basic questions. Some of them we found are operating out of their house.
I was going to say, those trucks aren't equipped with big enough ovens or stoves to cook things. They must be bringing it in and keeping it.
Yes, and one of the things so just as a side note, so one of the biggest issues is what's your menu? How are you storing the food on the truck properly? But then the next one is you need to have enough water on the truck.
Yeah.
And some of them are only having 5 gallons of water.
Yeah.
And, we can't, when they're permitted, some of these vendors, they're going from, I had one a few weeks ago that was from 8 in the morning to like 8 at night.
Yeah.
It's 12 hours on a truck.
On 5 gallons of water.
They had more, thank God.
Okay.
And they had a restaurant that they were associated with. But we have had, when we issue permits, that's one of the questions we ask now, because we've actually had people take sinks out because they don't have room for their other equipment. And it's like, if you don't have room, you shouldn't be taking a sink out.
Yeah.
You have to be able to wash your hands, and you have to have enough water to do that. So we are meeting with other inspectors. We're trying to come up with a plan so that we're all on the same page.
They apply for a permit. Isn't there like here, read this.
So every vendor is a little different. So you might have someone doing sushi out of a food truck, and then you might have someone who's literally just doing like lemonade. But I explain, and then you have everything in between. But it's like I tell people, even if you're just doing lemonade, where's your water coming from?
Yeah.
It has to be from a potable source. It's something that is, people are like, well, why? And it's like, well, because
You could get sick, really sick.
thank you. And it's like, we can't, So anyway, that was.
Did Neshoba adopt I know that the last quarterly meeting, and so there's another quarterly meeting coming up, right?
I think
this
so.
month? I think it's later this month. So that meeting, were we going to go back? I'm trying to recall now from June. It seems like so long ago. It seems like the summer was so quick, and yet, like it was just the other day.
The next quarterly?
Yeah, the next Neshoba quarterly,
October?
because this issue of the food trucks, it sort of came up, and are we doing like a one permit for all the Neshoba towns?
I think
Is that-
I think that we're still going to do that.
Okay, good, good.
But we're going to take it, I think, case by case too.
Yeah,
So we just
Exactly.
have to.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I mean, that's something that I just feel really strongly about. If you're putting up your sign and you're selling food,
Oh, God.
it's got to be sanitary.
Well, this is what I said, like, we're trying to, again, provide as much information that we can to people, but when a food truck comes in and they're not associated in our town, we don't have access to them.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like, if we don't have access to them, if something happens and it's major, like that Boar's Head recall, we
Yeah.
have some food trucks that they go to the supermarket, they buy the meat, we don't know what they're buying.
Right.
There's a huge recall on eggs. I don't think it has anything to do with us yet, but you will find different food products that people are buying, and and it's like, we are trying to stress to people, if they're buying them there, we don't have do they know that there's a recall?
Right.
They're not thinking
Right.
that far in advance, so we're having a lot of trouble trying to get them back in and understand that there's some serious risks and implications
Yes. Yeah.
for what they're doing. And like I said, we have caught people working out of their house. We've caught people. I had just had someone say that they were using one of our kitchens as the base of operation, and I'm like, no, you're not.
One of your kitchens?
No.
Oh.
But all the things that we look for are everything from refrigeration to where are you getting your food, what are you making, how, some of them have fryolators on them, some have full Vulcan
There's
stoves.
so many variables, like you said, it could be lemonade.
Right,
It could
and
be.
so some we're really looking for some real intense information. Other ones, it might not be as crazy.
Yeah, it
but-
depends on the product.
Right, like
That
we're
makes
looking
sense.
at everything from we don't want you to dump your gray water on the side of the road. We want you to use
Yeah.
a food grade hose to connect to your truck to have that safe water connection. You need to have enough water. You can't take sinks out and replace them with, anyway. So
Yeah.
it's been. And it's still happening.
A lot of pushback.
Well, and
I
it's,
can imagine.
it's just, and everybody wants to have food, and it's like, wait a minute, can we rethink what we're doing? And, again, have some level of, there has to be some level of safety, but we also need time to review and.
Right. Planning is an important thing. I mean, and I know that event organizers get disappointed and angry when their favorite food truck can't come in.
Yeah.
But it's like, that to me is such an incredible public trust. It's like a pharmacist. Here, take this pill. I'm handing it to you. Put this in your body. Take it. That's an incredible public trust. And it's the same thing with food. Here, eat this. It could kill you.
Boar's Head is a perfect example.
Well, with allergies.
Yeah, Boar's Head, exactly.
I'm not as sensitive to being as kind as you guys are. I would just say either you do it or you don't.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, it's not negotiations. If you need to have 10 gallons of water and you have 5, either get 5 more or don't do it.
No, but I mean, the reason that I'm less likely to want to bend a regulation just so that you can have your favorite food truck. Food is not the place to do
I
that.
wouldn't bend
Yeah.
at all. On this.
I tell people, like,
Yeah.
You do it or you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
and you're absolutely right, because there are some people that, they're trusting and they go out and they have food allergies and they think they're eating something.
Yeah.
This just happened where a woman died.
Yep.
It wasn't around here, but again, it's if we're not taking it seriously, then we
Right.
have a problem.
Right.
And I always tell people, basic questions we're asking, because if something happens, I have to be able to say, listen, I went through and asked all these questions. These are the answers they gave, and they didn't.
Right.
But then
Yeah.
the event organizers as well,
Plan early.
I'm not sympathetic to that. It's either black or
Yeah, I'm really not either when it comes to food. So, event organizers, get your applications in early. Food trucks, get your applications in early. Things don't turn on a dime.
So when I got up to talk to Sarah just then, she was
Yeah.
here because I saw her mom Friday, and I said, it'd be good if someone from the park department came.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
I said, you don't need to worry, you hang around, we're not going to be
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
Because
It's a non-issue.
they've
Yeah.
moved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they are going to do something. She said the soccer coaches are aware of Triple E, and I said, it might be a nice idea if you had that flashing billboard at the entrance to the park.
Yeah, and in fact, the Triple E stuff is another thing that I thought, since we don't really have another place to put it, and some of this kind of just came about today, I would put that under the Neshoba. So we have from Jim Gareffi, and this went to Robert to be posted. What did I
map?
do with my stuff?
Because the map shows us to be in
It's
the high.
the whole package of stuff that goes, here we go. So there were a whole bunch of attachments. They're gonna do another spray. Jim's trying to get another spraying in for Wednesday night, even though they usually stop after Labor Day. So when I spoke to him this morning, I said, yes, definitely go ahead and try to make the arrangements, and we would talk about it tonight. If there's any objection, which I don't expect there would be, he said it's another spraying of the same kind of spraying that they do regularly. It's just that it's after the date when they normally do it.
Mosquito control people put out a letter saying that they
Yeah.
do not come out after Labor Day, but they would come out
Yeah.
in high-risk areas. So, and I think this is a high-risk
Yeah,
area
we're
right now.
included now.
Yes, so there's a notification that has gone to the school about the pesticide. There's information about the Harmful Pesticides Act and Children that was sent out by Jim. That went to the schools. There's the labeling for the stuff, and it is pyrethrin. So tomorrow, I just got this stuff this afternoon. I think that this all went along with, it looks like this all went to the schools. So this stuff is for the schools, but I can ask Robert if this same information, if we can post this on,
Good.
unless it's already on the Neshoba site, but I can check into that
Okay.
tomorrow. Okay.
Maybe with pyrethrins?
Synthetic pyrethroid, isn't it something from chrysanthemums or something? It comes from a plant
Well,
source.
pyrethrins are a nerve agent.
Oh. Geez, I remember we used to chase the truck.
I know.
Mr. Janiskevich should be spraying me deep
It's a
behind
common
like that.
pesticide.
Yeah.
If you look up from the development of it, it's interesting.
Is it?
Because a lot of this stuff came from Germany before World War II.
Oh, yeah, a lot of the nerve agents did. That's right. That's right.
That's a frightening thought.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting. I mean, the development of stuff.
Yeah.
But it was developed for the farmers for crop testing.
Oh,
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think it comes, doesn't say anything in here, but I think it's the stuff that actually, it's something that is naturally in chrysanthemums or something.
There is something.
yeah. could be.
Yeah.
Is there a route, is there a,
Well-
when they say they're gonna do the high-risk towns, I remember back in the day, they would let you know what the route was or whatever.
Well, they used-
Yeah,
They used to send military planes up and down West Main Street. Remember that? No.
God, really?
It was probably stuff you don't want to.
Oh, yeah, I bet. I bet.
I'm just wondering if they were gonna do like down Grove Pond and then turn around, like all those areas
Yeah,
that are
I'm
marshy
actually
and
not sure.
wet.
It sounded like it was going to be like another round almost of
The
what,
same.
yeah, of what we normally do, all of those places. But he did say that they're doing it after dark to try to minimize the effect on the bees and, all to get as many mosquitoes as they can.
Oh, yeah.
Too, because it will affect bees if they're out and flying
yeah.
around, so.
It's
people
past
that-
their season anyhow. So.
They should all be home after dark anyway,
Absolutely.
those bees. They have other things to do.
What you're thinking from chrysanthemums, I believe, is more of a repellent,
Okay.
where this is more of a killing agent.
Yeah. Well, the whole chemotherapy thing is fascinating because a lot of that came out of the nerve agents. It's funny stuff. It can kill you or it can help you.
I know chrysanthemums are in a salve too.
Oh, I wonder,
One of my
yeah.
dermatologists said, well, this is too strong for you because it's a steroid and you keep using it, it's not good, it'll thin your skin out. In between that, and he said, look online, try to get some, it had, I can't remember the name of it, but it was chrysanthemums in
Really?
a salve.
Huh.
And it kind of like soothes it
Is it
and
like
calms
a,
things
yeah,
down.
like an anti-irritant,
Yeah,
topical
yeah.
anti-irritant thing? Yeah, that's
More and more
interesting.
of that stuff you hear.
That is interesting. We do have, so this is the notice or the information that Jim sent out. Sent this to Robert. This was kind of later this afternoon, so I didn't have a chance to call Robert. He did ask the question, if you want a shorter, like reverse 911 notification. I think that's on the other, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is.
Robert
If we
said
want, no, this came from Jim Gareffi, and it went to Robert. So I thought if we wanted to weigh in on whether or not we advise that they do the reverse.
I think it's a good idea. I think the
911.
more
I think
people,
it is.
Yeah,
people
can we
know.
do the police where the sign
Let me
is?
check on
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
What
right.
sign were you talking about, Steve, to Sarah, for the, you said a sign down the park?
The flashing signboard.
Yeah, but that's the one at the police station,
No,
right?
there's a portable one that.
There is?
The one we had at the pond when the algae was there last year.
yes, okay.
know?
No, good idea, yeah.
So I think, a lot of people may not know what Triple E is, but maybe it'll
Yeah.
make them learn. But Sarah said the coaches are aware of it, and the
Okay.
coaches
Yeah.
are talking to parents, so.
The information also went to Recreation, with Council on Aging. I sent it to, I think I copied you guys on that. I sent it to Police Chief, Fire Chief.
Yeah.
Just,
But I think a reverse 911 is a good idea.
yeah, I think it is too. All right. I will call Robert tomorrow then, and,
Yeah, if you look in RAID or any of those things, they're all pyrethrins.
yeah, I know it's really common. I know it's fairly common, and it's like supposedly one of the, I don't know if it's due to the concentration or what, but it's like relatively safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you decide you want to drink it. or-
Right, yeah. You pace yourself with it, but, okay, you good with that? If we do a...
Yeah, anything that gets the word out is,
Who controls those message boards? Is that police?
That was DPW.
DPW, okay.
think-
Because there's the one that's near the police.
Yeah.
And then the movable one, is that the one that was on, it was on East Main for a
Yeah,
while?
Save the Hospital.
Would Save the
Yeah,
Hospital, is
yeah.
that the one? There's only one?
I don't know. I know that
Okay.
we got the one for Sandy Pond. I thought that came from the DPW.
Okay.
so they're in charge of that?
And just to update you two, we did have someone that thought that there was green algae in Sandy Pond again.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, but there's not.
Okay.
It's not, it looks
No.
okay?
I
Okay.
drove by too.
Okay.
So the day it happened, I called Bridget. I went down to the lady and I said, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because the water was crystal clear.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then she called me back and she said, no, there's nothing. The water is clear.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping we could make it until it gets cool, but then it's going to be like 90 degrees on Friday.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
gonna, Wednesday to Friday is gonna be back in
Yeah.
summer.
Really?
yeah, we're
That's
in
good.
for more summer weather.
Yeah.
That's good.
I like the warmth. I like the summer.
All right. So I think that's all we got then with mosquitoes. Minutes, there are minutes attached here. They didn't get emailed out, so if you take a moment.
The only typo I see is Mrs. Sullivan's name.
Okay. It is not Marsha.
It's not SH, it's CIA.
Okay. Change that.
I move,
She said
I move we accept the minutes as corrected.
Okay, gotcha.
I second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, I am gonna sign this, and I'll just put it with that one correction then. All right, let's see what else we got. Bills and mail. I think there is a bill, and it's for the printing. Yep. So, printing for, it's only one, right? Yeah. Printing for the notices of the hospital closing. I just made an executive decision and said, do it. Let's just do
No,
it
we
and get
talked
them
about
in.
it, we all
Yeah.
agreed, and I went to pick up a prescription and it was in my bag.
It was in your
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
okay. So if anyone would like to, anyone feeling like a motion?
I make a motion that we accept, we accept the invoice and pay the bill for $400 for
Stuart Dunn.
for the copies for the
Yeah, it's
the hospital closure.
R&J or J&R?
J&S.
J&S,
Yeah.
that's it, yeah.
I second the motion.
Hey, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I thought that Jenna did a nice job on that, and I think
She
Pepperell, they did the same notice in
Yeah.
Pepperell.
Did they?
Yeah, good. Good, 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 good. Is there anything else we should be thinking about for notifications or any?
I think it's,
No, not right now.
If anything comes to you, send me an email, because I am definitely still in touch with Jenna, so. All right, and I think we just have, it's a little out of date, but the mail is the Central Mass Mosquito Control. that says that the standard spraying program ends after Labor Day, but they will have staff ready to, so this is what Jim is
I read that.
responding to.
I saw that.
Yeah. So it's the same as what they usually do, just another treatment at a time when they don't normally do it. Okay, let me just make sure there's nothing else hiding in here for bills or, I think so, that's all minutes, stuff, that's, yep, that letter, that's, ooh.
It's the same bill, isn't it?
Oh, no, this is is this us? Self-inking stamp, medium, imprint, Board of Health, Airtown Health. Apparently, we also bought a self-inking Board of Health stamp for $43. Feeling like a motion?
I move we approve the invoice for $43 to JNS for a town seal self-inking stamp.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Makes it easier. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. I guess this is it, right here?
Yeah.
All right, so there were 2 bills hiding in there. So that's all set then. And this stuff is mine. I think that is it. Items for upcoming meeting. We have another meeting in 2 weeks that I'm thinking we should leave on the agenda. I don't know what new information might come up. I mean, we can assess as we get closer to the meeting whether or not
Yeah, just leave it on there.
to do it or not. And part of it will be if there's anything new with Neshoba, of course.
Yep.
Or mosquitoes, or whatever the next plague of locusts, or
Oh, gosh.
whatever it is that's going to hit us. Mm-hmm. So this one, I think that's it. I think that is it. Does it feel to you guys like I'm missing anything? No. Oh, I hate it when Sam isn't here. I really depend on her. It's my stuff about
You ready for a motion?
dengue. Yep.
I move we adjourn.
All right.
I second that.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
It is 6:19. Yep, we are adjourned.